Ever since chapter 3 of the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, everyone has wanted to see Gojo vs Sukuna, and currently in the manga right now, we're getting the fight that we all anticipated for so long. I myself started reading JJK back during quarantine in 2020, so it's been around 3 years for me, and the fight so far has been everything I wanted and more. The title of this video will more than reflect who I think is currently winning the fight, and with round 1 being officially over and the fight heading into round 2 later on tonight, I think this was a more than appropriate time to comment on the things that have taken place over the battle so far. Starting with chapter 223, when Gojo first launched his 200% Hollow Purple. There are some misconceptions I want to clear up as far as the fight goes, and when round 2 wraps up, you can expect another video of this same capacity the following week. We're going to start with the misconceptions before the fight, and before we get into how Gojo has already basically won the great debate that has been talked about for the past 3 years that I've been a part of the JJK community. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, as I greatly appreciate it. Like I mentioned in the intro, there are a few misconceptions when it comes to this fight that I think need to be cleared up in order for the video to actually be productive in any sort of way. The first one being that Sukuna is at his full power. Since Sukuna doesn't have every single finger, a lot of people question whether or not he's at full power. The series sort of sprinkles the answer to this all throughout the manga, so I'm not going to blame anyone for missing it. In chapter 1, Megumi tells us that some of Sukuna's fingers are sealed inside of what's called talismans, and these talismans are essentially fighting off poisons with poison. The more evil put on a cursed object, the more it deflects other curses, is how Megumi describes it. But after many years, the seal weakens and changes form, then it attracts curses and feeds on them. Gojo expands on this a bit more when explaining Sukuna to Yuji. Gojo shoots a blast of blue or maybe red, I don't know, whatever he does. He does something to the finger and says, "You can't destroy them, it's that powerful of a curse. With each passing day, they get even stronger." Yuji, after his conversation with Gojo, then goes to his friends and says that those weren't monsters, they were curses. That finger is something called a special grade cursed object, and it was able to gather curses and make itself stronger. Sorry for all the quoting, but this is necessary. I only have just one more. This is following the events of the Shibuya incident. Choso asks Yuji how his injuries are, and Yuji replies, "I'm good, except where I got hit by Black Flash. I think that's because of Sukuna. I can tell that his strength is growing." All of this stuff basically implies that Sukuna is getting stronger as time goes on, either feeding on curses or just getting stronger because of how his curse works, like Gojo says, and Yuji implies that Sukuna inside of him is still growing in strength. The exact degree of how much stronger Sukuna was growing is virtually unknown, but I just want everyone to keep that in mind. In chapter 222, Sukuna is eating 4 of the 5 fingers he's currently missing, and Sukuna theorizes that Gojo probably hid it away to protect Yuji, but that's virtually irrelevant. Sukuna tells Urame not to worry because he can compensate for 1 digit and starts to eat the head of his mummified body. We don't know if he ate the whole body or not, but again, virtually irrelevant. Whether it was the whole body or the head, Sukuna says he can get to full power by eating it. Keep in mind, throughout the course of the series, Sukuna has been growing stronger, like I took note of earlier with all those examples. He's basically implying to Urame here that if he had all 20 fingers, he could then surpass his previous power by also eating the mummified head or body, but since he doesn't have the finger, the head can suffice to get him back to his full power. This topic shifts a bit when you talk about if Sukuna was still in Yuji's body, considering Yuji is just physically far superior to Megumi to the point where he's around grade 1 level even without cursed energy. But if cursed energy is additive as a power source, not a multiplicative or exponential amp, this difference likely wouldn't matter too much just due to Sukuna's overwhelming CE amplification. To put numbers on this to help you better understand me, let's just say Yuji is 10 times stronger than Megumi without cursed energy, so Megumi is a 5 and Yuji is a 50. Then add on the Sukuna amp to the both of them and then say Sukuna is a 500, and then Megumi Sukuna would be around a 505, while Yuji Sukuna would be around a 550, which isn't that much of a difference in power. And if anything, it only tells us that Sukuna maybe could have gotten away with 19 fingers putting him at full power without eating the mummified body. Keep in mind though, those are just arbitrary numbers that I decided to plug into illustrator points. They by no means are supposed to reflect what those characters are actually capable of in their base forms. If you were to say Sukuna was a multiplicative amp though, the difference between these two gets fairly extreme. If we're still to say Megami is a 5 and Sukuna is a 500, 500 times 5 equals 2500, but 500 times 50 equals 25,000. Again though, just arbitrary numbers, just plugging them in to help illustrate the point. Regardless, in my opinion, the trade-off for Yuji's physicals to have Megami's 10 Shadows curse technique is a pretty good one, and one that Sukuna definitely noticed would be a greater asset to him in the long run, and spoiler alert, it was. One last thing before I move on is that some people are even of the opinion that Megami Sukuna is even stronger than full power Sukuna, because in some translations, Sukuna says that he can easily compensate for one finger by using the mummified body. People think that the use of the word easy here implies Sukuna is saying the corpse is worth more cursed energy than the last finger. While I certainly think it could be interpreted that way, I think he's saying easy because the corpse is right here, as opposed to having to go fight Gojo and find his last finger. I suppose the two interpretations aren't exactly mutually exclusive, and it very well could be the both of them, but I just wanted to let everyone know what I think is more likely personally. The next thing I want to talk about is Gojo's use of a 200% hollow purple, since I've seen tons of people miss out on what this was actually supposed to indicate. Granted, this is a far less said thing than the previous thing about Sukuna, but still a misinterpretation that I like to talk about nonetheless. You'll see people say that Gojo is at 200% output for his entire match with Sukuna, when that's just simply not true. This obviously comes from the beginning of chapter 223 when Gojo launches his purple. Some people seem to be under the impression that this was just a Urahime thing and Gojo only launched his technique, but what actually happens here is pretty clear if you just read. To excel at Jujutsu is to excel at subtraction. Keep this in mind later, as we'll be using it to talk about Gojo's domain expansion and his hand signs. The degree to which a sorcerer can omit the incantations, movements, and other elements that comprise or activate a curse technique determines that sorcerer's skill. To be very clear on what this means, it's saying that if you can remove the conditions needed to activate a CT and still activate that technique, your skill with said technique or Jujutsu has gone up. Very quick example, Gojo pre-awakening determined what to let through his infinity manually, but afterwards he was able to switch it to being completely automatic. The page then goes on to read that Urahime leaves nothing out: words, gestures, dance, music. Elevating the curse technique to the level of a ritual boosts its potency to 120%. This is now telling you that Urahime's curse technique is at 120% its normal efficiency. Then we see Gojo doing a chant while charging, 9 ropes, polarized light, crowing declaration, between front and back. Much like Urahime, Gojo leaves nothing out to hit 200%. So what happened was Urahime amped Gojo, probably, and while being amped, Gojo went even further to amp his technique as well until it got to 200%. Not that Gojo was just simply put to 200% output. I'll also just mention it's not even clear if Urahime amped Gojo or if Gojo got to 200% on his own and Urahime was just amping Ichichi's barrier to conceal Gojo's move. I personally do think that she was amping him though, but I just wanted to mention that. Anyway, this move from Gojo is supposed to be a fight opener, not a fight ender. This is just so that he can tell Sukuna that Sukuna is the challenger. I think it's especially clear that Gojo didn't want to kill Sukuna here by the fact that he tells us he wants to save Megami and he's going to kill Sukuna and then worry about saving Megami later. And if Megami's body was erased by purple, then that's just simply not possible. Okay, now we can move on to the actual fight. I'm done with my debunks of misinterpretations now. Since I've kind of already done my breakdown of chapter 223, I'll be skipping this chapter. The only other thing to mention is Sukuna healing his damage, but that's not even really important. On to chapter 224. Also, they mention or say curse technique a lot throughout this fight, so for the foreseeable future of this video, I'm going to be abbreviating it to CT, now that we're all clear on that. So this chapter is a pretty awesome opening to what most people, including myself, consider the main opening of the fight. Sukuna doesn't seem to think he's the challenger, and his dialogue here about how Gojo is a nameless fish on the cutting board is pretty cool. For those of you who don't know or haven't picked up on it, Sukuna has a very heavy cooking theme tied to his character for some reason. When talking about his curse techniques, cleave and dismantle, a paring knife is shown for dismantle and an akiri is shown for cleave. This could also be seen as a burgeon knife, but that's whatever. Calling Gojo a fish, then saying the first step is cutting off his scales, is also standard practice when cooking a fish, and the scales in this instance is probably in reference to infinity, since Sukuna starts using domain amplification to bypass it. The beginning of this fight is just the two of them testing each other out with hands. Gojo makes a pretty funny move by teleporting himself to the ground, then starts using Limitless in a pretty cool way. He starts pointing to where Sukuna is going to go. This is probably just him using blue, but it still just looks pretty cool. He sends Sukuna flying and then chases after him by stomping on the ground, and Sukuna is just avoiding the hits, running away. After a few stomps, the bridge collapses and Gojo picks it up using the Limitless and flings it into a nearby building with Sukuna on it. Sukuna avoids getting thrown and launches Dismantle at the building behind Gojo, and then quickly tries to follow up with a domain amplification punch to bypass infinity. While the building's falling on both of them, but Gojo just turns off his curse technique instead, and they start charging up punches that we never see, and then the building falls over. Chapter 225 is very heavily text-based, and it starts with everyone just explaining to us what was happening in the fight in the last chapter. Sukuna using domain amplification, yada yada yada, it's not that important. They also comment on how crazy it is that Sukuna has a domain with no barrier, and theorize about a clash which we later see in the chapter. We also learn that Sukuna has 2 times or maybe more cursed energy than Yuta, which is a pretty good thing to know. Then we get the first of many, a domain expansion clash. Notice how the text is written here, it'll become important later. To follow up on something mentioned earlier in the video, to excel at Jujutsu is to excel at subtraction. Gojo is the only person in the series that launches his domain expansion with one hand. Even Sukuna, who uses a domain without a barrier, uses 2 hands to activate his. Since this fight just keeps building upon itself, there are some things I have to say about this first clash that I won't comment on until they're revealed. So when chapter 227 rolls around, I'll have more to say about this first clash. The clash starts and they are even. Inside Gojo's barrier, the 2 sure hits canceled each other out. They were fighting with their domains open. If one of them took heavy damage or their domain collapsed, the other one's guaranteed hit would strike immediately. But they were only even inside the barrier. Sukuna starts attacking Gojo's domain from the outside, since his domain, which was expanded without a barrier, reached beyond Gojo's barrier and thus shattered Gojo's domain shell. I said I'd comment on this when it popped up throughout the fight. Sukuna going for Gojo's neck to cut off his head as the opening move is the next step in some cooking practices after removing the scales of a fish, and if you remember earlier, I said the scales were infinity. Not too important, but really cool and consistent. Sukuna wins domain round 1. Chapter 226 opens pretty fun with Gojo healing his neck, and this is the first chapter we're going to have a fairly long discussion about. There are a couple things I want to discuss when it comes to Sukuna and his barrierless domain. One being the fact that I don't think Sukuna gets a stat amp from his domain like most users do, and 2 being the fact that I don't think Sukuna's domain negates curse techniques. I think I have very solid evidence for both of these that I want to talk about before getting into the actual chapter. In chapter 15, Gojo tells us that inside of a domain you get an increase in stats like a video game due to the environment which is constructed by cursed energy. I think it's very important to note that he says it's due to the environment because Sukuna and Kenjaku, when expanding their domain, don't make environments. They make structures and their sure hit becomes imbued into the air. So unlike Gojo, who makes an infinite void, Jogo, who makes a volcanic mountain, or Dagon, who makes a sea with an island, Sukuna shouldn't gain an increase in his stats. I say this because tons of people were saying Gojo is the GOAT for keeping up with Sukuna in his domain, when just the opposite is happening. Sukuna is keeping up with Gojo and not allowing him to escape. Although, to be fair, Gojo is healing himself with RCT and taking tons of damage at the same time, and even Sukuna compliments him for moving so well while doing those things. So Sukuna probably isn't getting a stat buff, or at least if he is, it's not by that much, since Gojo is keeping up with him outside the domain, and Sukuna isn't completely overwhelming him here. Then we have the idea that Sukuna's domain doesn't negate curse techniques either. It is common to think that a domain would negate curse techniques, considering Gojo's statement to Jogo in chapter 15 and Kenjaku's statement that verbatim says it during Mekamaru's fight with Mahito. However, I think it's the barrier that does this and not the presence of a domain itself. Evidence for this is Dagon. Naturally, when Dagon expands his domain, Naobito and Nanami can't use their curse techniques. Though when Megumi comes in and disturbs Dagon's barrier, we see Nanami and Naobito using their curse techniques inside the domain again. This tells me the barrier is what actually negates the curse techniques. Same can be said for Megumi's domain, which lacks a barrier, so Reggie can still use his curse technique inside of it. Final evidence for this would be Gojo's use of red inside Sukuna's domain and his seeming use of blue as well. I took note of earlier how Gojo is using RCT and fighting with Sukuna, then he randomly hugs Sukuna and Sukuna comments on his speed just now. I think this was the high speed movement Gojo can use with blue. Now, if you don't think that it was the high speed movement with blue, I don't think it really weakens the argument due to earlier examples I showed, but it certainly calls for a different explanation on how he can use red, which he uses to blast Sukuna into his shrine. I think it's worth noting that this blast doesn't do enough damage to Sukuna to make the shrine collapse like Gojo will do in later chapters. The next chapter, 227, is fairly good for both Gojo and Sukuna, so if you're keeping score, I'd probably label this a draw. Gojo's first move is to try and trick Sukuna by getting him to make his domain range go to the max, but as soon as Sukuna tries to do so, Gojo opens his domain up again. And this time he's flipped the barrier inside out so that it's strong against attacks from the outside. Inside the domain, Gojo is winning in hand-to-hand combat, then notices Sukuna turned off his sure hit inside the barrier while keeping contact with Gojo so he doesn't get hit by the unlimited void. Then we learn that in order to destroy Gojo's domain from the outside the first time, Sukuna shortened the range compared to what he did in Shibuya and boosted its power. If you're wondering why I said it did it the first time as well, it's because it's capturing the panel of the first shattering, and the second shattering hasn't happened yet. This confirms what I was saying earlier about Gojo trying to trick Sukuna at the beginning of the chapter. If Sukuna expanded his range to its maximum of 200 meters, the sure hit would have therefore been weaker while Gojo's domain only got stronger from the outside. This also probably means that Sukuna's sure hit was amped during the first clash. If he expanded to his max range, he probably would have lost the first clash to Gojo, considering their sure hits were equal and cancelling each other out at first. Then after this, we learned that negating the sure hit inside the barrier made it stronger outside the barrier for the second time, and Gojo's barrier was broken. So Sukuna is great here for two different reasons. The first is recognizing how short he needed to shrink the guaranteed hits effective range to equal Gojo, and also for being able to change his domain's conditions while it's already summoned. Because keep in mind, Sukuna has only summoned one domain at this point, and destroyed two of Gojo's domains while making a binding vow that his sure hit was not inside the domain in order to make his sure hit stronger. Gojo is great here because we essentially learned that his domain normally would have beaten Sukuna's, and he flipped the domain's conditions easily while also expanding 2 in one day, which is just a crazy feat. Then we see Gojo using Falling Blossom Emotion to make Sukuna's sure hit cut shallow, and then Gojo expands a super large domain only to shrink it down later to be very small. Chapter 228, Kusakabe tells us Gojo's tiny domain barrier is smaller than a basketball, and we learn Gojo is using his prison realm experience to accomplish having a barrier so small, which is cool to know. Then we see Gojo's barrier start to shake again because it's being hit from the outside, and within 3 minutes, Gojo's domain gets shattered again, but we see Sukuna's shrine also collapse, and then Sukuna has a gigantic hole in his chest. Sukuna destroyed Gojo's domain from the outside, and Gojo damaged Sukuna enough that he couldn't maintain his domain. I don't want to comment on what this is, but later on I will, because I think we get a hint at what Gojo used to damage Sukuna to this extent. Sukuna then starts running as Gojo chases him. Gojo starts to wonder why Sukuna isn't bringing out Maharaga and is fighting so risky. We then see Maharaga's wheel turn and Gojo gets a nosebleed. Chapter 229, Gojo wipes his nosebleed and they do another domain clash, and once again pay attention to the text here. Shoko explains that if Gojo can damage Sukuna enough before the 3 minutes it takes to destroy his small barrier, he will win. Gojo starts assaulting Sukuna, throwing him with red, pulling him with blue, punching him. Gojo's domain collapses again, and he lands enough damage on Sukuna to make Sukuna's shrine collapse once again. Gojo punches Sukuna away and they expand again, but this time look at the text. There is 2 being said here and the text is on top of one another. This time Gojo was faster than Sukuna by less than 0.01 seconds, so Unlimited Void landed for that long. And Gojo puts another hole in Sukuna's chest with a punch. It's the same size as the earlier one, so you can probably guess that he did the earlier one with a punch as well. This causes Sukuna's domain to collapse within 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and Sukuna starts taking the Unlimited Void. Gojo wants to crush Sukuna's heart, lungs, and liver to bring him closer to death than Yuji was at the detention center, but then Maharaga is summoned and Gojo tries to one-shot it, but it breaks the domain as it's already adapted to Unlimited Void. I don't want to comment on the fraud Kuna memes or anything, but Sukuna using Megami's curse technique proves that he would have lost to Gojo had he fought him in the Heian era or in Yuji's body. That's the debate that I've been having with people for the past 3 years. If you told any of us in 2020 that Sukuna would switch bodies with Megami to fight Gojo and that he'd get a tool from another reincarnated sorcerer, no one would have believed you. Those weren't even theories back then, they just weren't thought of. But we have one more chapter left to go over. Chapter 230. So this is the last chapter of round 1 of the fight, and for the most part it's just exposition. It turns out that Sukuna wanted to get rid of Gojo's Unlimited Void the entire fight, so he had Megami take the attack so Maharaga could adapt to it. This is definitely a smart move, but not one that came without consequence. I will say this is a bit confusing because the way Sukuna makes it sound and how it's visualized makes it seem like Megami is within the shadow of his curse technique, not in the mind realm or whatever like he should be, since he doesn't physically exist anymore. Regardless, moving on, we get confirmation that Sukuna was adapting from Maharaga in the fight with Yorozu, and that's why he had the wheel on his head. Gojo tries to expand the domain again, and we learn that he just can't. Gojo was never healing his burnt out curse technique with RCT. What he was doing was destroying the part of his brain that housed the curse technique and then fixing it, which basically simulated Gojo healing his burnt out curse technique. Doing this is very risky, and Gojo now has severe brain damage because of it, to the point where he can no longer summon domains, at least not in this fight. And Sukuna says even if he does, the domain would probably suck and just lose to his domain. Sukuna then claims he's going to close his domain with a barrier this time and adapt to infinity, and summons his domain and it immediately explodes. We then learn that Sukuna had taken Infinite Void for around 10 seconds, and the brain damage he received from that made it impossible for him to expand his domain again. If you calc the information time Gojo gave in Shibuya, Sukuna took around 25 years of information all at once. Now I've seen arguments from both sides and about who has more brain damage between the two of them, but honestly I'd have to say it's Sukuna for just going off the sheer amount of blood they both spill. Sukuna starts bleeding from his eyes, all 4 of them, and his nose. The argument that Sukuna could at least bring out his domain then it blew up also doesn't work either, since we know the moment he tried to expand his domain, that's when the information finally started affecting him. To give a quick example, imagine Gojo's leg was broken already and he tried to run but couldn't, versus Sukuna who started running and immediately broke his leg so he couldn't run. Gojo then laughs at Sukuna, pulls him in with blue and lands a pretty clean punch on his face. This is when we get the Yorozu quote and the chapter message that round 1 is now over. Like I've already explained, Sukuna himself has lost this fight. If not for Megumi taking Infinite Void, and if not for Mahoraga, Gojo would have beaten Sukuna. We'll see what happens in round 2.